a silent beast that almost no one talks about but everyone notices when it appears in the sky. The J-11 fighter jet. Imagine a machine built not just to dominate the skies, but also to silently remind the world of China's growing aerospace power. What if I told you that behind this jet lies a story of rivalry, ambition, and cutting-edge technology that even the most advanced air forces pay close attention to? Stay with me, because once you discover the truth about the J-11, you'll realize why this jet isn't just another aircraft, it's a statement. The J-11 is a Chinese multi-role air superiority fighter that traces its roots back to the legendary Russian Sukhoi Su-27. In the late 1990s, China entered into an agreement with Russia to license produce the Su-27 inside its own borders. What started as a copy slowly turned into an independent project. Over the years, Chinese engineers infused domestic avionics, weapons, and technologies into the platform, transforming it from a Russian-made design into a fighter that reflects China's own vision of modern aerial warfare. At first glance, the J-11 might seem like just another Su-27 clone. But when you peel away the layers, you see how China used this jet as a foundation to experiment, innovate, and eventually challenge its rivals in the region. It became a stepping stone for even more advanced fighters like the J-16 and the stealthy J-20. Think of it as the aircraft that taught China how to walk before it could run into fifth-generation territory. Performance-wise, the J-11 is no slouch. Powered by twin engines, the jet delivers enough thrust to push beyond Mach 2. Its large airframe allows it to carry heavy payloads of air-to-air missiles, precision-guided bombs, and even anti-ship weapons. For a country aiming to secure air, dominance, and protect vast coastlines, this jet is a workhorse. Its combat radius and endurance make it suitable for both offensive missions and defensive patrols, giving China a reliable tool in the skies. But the most fascinating part of the J-11 story is how it became a symbol of technological independence. In the early stages, the jet relied heavily on Russian engines and avionics. However, China gradually replaced those with its own systems. The transition was not easy. For years, Chinese engines struggled to match Russian reliability, but persistence paid off. With the development of the WS-10 turbofan engine, China achieved a milestone. This wasn't just about powering a fighter jet. It was about proving that the country could design, test, and deploy engines that rival global standards. The avionics of the J-11 also tell a story of transformation. Early models carried Russian radar and fire control systems, but in later versions, Chinese-made radars capable of tracking multiple targets and guiding long-range missiles became the new standard. This shift elevated the J-11 from a borrowed platform into a genuine Chinese fighter. And when combined with indigenous weaponry like the PL-12 and PL-15 beyond visual range missiles, the aircraft started to represent not just copied power but original Chinese innovation. Operationally, the J-11 plays a vital role for the People's Liberation Army Air Force. Deployed across multiple bases, especially in regions near the East and South China Seas, the jet acts as a deterrent against potential adversaries. Whenever tensions rise in these contested waters, J-11s are often the first jets to scramble, patrolling disputed zones and shadowing foreign aircraft. Their presence is not just tactical, it's psychological. Seeing a J-11 on radar is enough to remind any intruder that China's skies are not open territory. But every coin has two sides, and the J-11 is no exception. Despite its capabilities, critics argue that the aircraft remains rooted in an older generation of design. It lacks the stealth of fifth-generation fighters, and while its avionics have improved, they may still fall short against the systems fielded by the United States, Japan, or other advanced air forces. In a modern battlefield dominated by stealth, networking, and electronic warfare, the J-11 might find itself challenged, yet its sheer numbers, reliability, and firepower ensure that it continues to play a decisive role. Another aspect that sparks curiosity is how the J-11 compares to its rivals. Against jets like the American F-15 or the Japanese F-2, it stands as a strong competitor. Its range and payload allow it to challenge regional adversaries, while its evolving weapon systems give it teeth in long-range engagements. However, when stacked against fifth-generation jets like the F-35 or China's own J-20, The J-11 clearly occupies a different tier. It's powerful, but it's not invisible. It's deadly, but it's not untouchable. Perhaps the most strategic contribution of the J-11 lies in its role as a trainer for China's defense industry. By reverse engineering, testing, and improving this aircraft, China built the knowledge base that fueled the creation of advanced fighters. In many ways, without the J-11, there might never have been a J-20. This makes the jet more than just an operational asset. It's a bridge between generations, connecting China's early dependency on foreign designs with its present-day status as an aerospace innovator. The future of the J-11 remains an open question. Newer versions continue to roll out with upgraded systems, keeping the platform relevant in an era of rapid advancements. Some analysts believe the J-11 will serve for another decade or more, acting as a backbone fighter while stealth platforms take the lead role. Others see it gradually fading into a secondary position, much like older fighters in Western air forces. What cannot be denied is the symbolism the J-11 carries. It represents ambition, persistence, and a willingness to learn from others while ultimately crafting something of its own. It may not be the quiet shadow of a stealth jet, but it is the loud roar that announces China's presence in the skies. Whenever it takes off, it carries with it not just missiles and fuel, but also the story of a nation that refused to stay dependent and instead carved its own path toward military aviation greatness. In the end, the J-11 is more than a fighter jet. It is a message written in metal and thrust, a message that says China has arrived and it is not turning back. Every time its engines ignite, the world is reminded that the dragon's wings are fully spread and the skies of Asia will never be the same again.